Yo, what's poppin' guys, Sizzyl here, and today we're taking a look at Toree 3D, probably the game I've seen most recommended for anyone picking up a Steam Deck. Toree is a simple 3D platformer where your objective is speed. You play as this dripped out little duck guy and just run and jump across a total of 9 levels, trying to finish them as fast as possible. As you can see, this game has beautifully animated PS1 style graphics and some moderately solid and pretty varied level design, which, spoiler warning, has a few dollar store jump scares for some reason. Like, this game has no real story to it to help explain why things just want to hurt you. They just kinda do. But what this game does have is a surprisingly well-produced soundtrack that mainly reminded me of peak Sonic music. The OST and sound effects sounded really good, especially for a game this cheap, and I honestly would have easily paid 50 cents for the soundtrack alone. You can also traverse the level however you want, as the developers clearly wanted you to enjoy everything they put into this game as much as possible, to the point that when I missed a few of the collectible stars by the end of the level, I literally just ran back to the start to collect them. That being said, you're ranked on how fast you complete a level, so doing this will result in you getting a much lower letter grade after beating a stage, and I wouldn't really recommend it if you're trying to go for a fast time. It also controls pretty solid. You use your left control stick to move, right control stick to adjust the camera, the left button to sprint, and the bottom button to jump, and I also only found this out after beating the game, but you can also hit the top left trigger to auto-adjust the camera, which will give you a much better experience than what I had, as the camera was the main problem I had with this game, because even at max sensitivity, the camera barely fucking moves. But by just hitting that left trigger, you never have to deal with that fact. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this game, except I guess that I forgot to mention this game has 2 unlockable characters. For beating every stage on the A rank, you unlock Tasty, who literally just runs faster, and that's it. It does make stages feel a lot more intense though, because you're able to cut a lot of jumps much earlier due to his insane speed, so it can actually make replaying some of the 9 levels pretty fun and a little bit different than how they were when you played them the first time. I also really do like his design. I'm not really sure why, but a Naruto running bowl of ramen really just speaks to me. For collecting all the stars in every level, you unlock Macbat, who just gets infinite jumps. This character is extremely cheap and basically invalidates 90% of any stage, but it can feel good to just fly past the stage in a fraction of the time it took to originally complete, at least once or twice, and this character is probably pretty good for testing to see if some strategies you want to try will actually work out. However, since the developers know how cheap these characters are, neither of them can get ranked times on stages, so they're mainly just there to have fun and mess around with. The only other small issue I had is that I finished this whole game in 30 minutes while playing extremely poorly. But it also only costs $1 or 50 cents like when I got it on sale, so that's really not too much of an issue. Unlike other extremely short games like Deepest Sword, I actually just had a really good time for all 30 of those minutes, so it felt like I most definitely at least got 50 cents worth of entertainment out of this game. Did I also mention that this game runs on Unity? The logo flashes by so fast at the start of this game, and it feels so solid that I genuinely would not have known, and I think neither would most people, so I just figured I'd mention it. Overall, this is a very short and sweet experience, and for the price of $1 or less, this game can be pretty easy to pick up and enjoy right away due to its simple movement and solid music, even if that enjoyment is pretty limited time-wise. I feel like I definitely got 50 cents worth of enjoyment out of this game, but I'm also pretty sad that I did everything I felt I could after only about 1 to 2 hours of overall playtime messing around with the levels. That being said, despite the potential that this game shows, due to how short it is, I can only really recommend it to people that like things like speedrunning and time trials, and even then, this game has pretty limited room for someone to improve their skills with, due to a generally pretty simple movement system with pretty short levels. Therefore, I unfortunately have to give this game a 2 out of 5.